All of these await below. Good luck.
Book of Demons is a great reason to keep up with people who track free games and share them, like the Good Old Games Twitter account. GOG routinely has free games available, and a lot of them are pretty damn good. Book of Demons, just another one of those games, and I'm going to talk about it today. Why? Because even if you miss the free period, it's really worth picking up. Oh, and it's a strong reminder to stay on top of those free games. The joy of Book of Demons comes from a lot of little things joining together into the overall experience, but let's talk about the basics first and foremost. Book of Demons is an action RPG like Diablo, only kinda not really. The movement is all on a very strict track, but it's not turn-based. You can play the game in super hot mode, however, where enemies only move when you do. You adventure through a series of dungeons, killing countless monsters, picking up loot, and leveling your character. Along the way, you'll find cards that offer buffs and abilities, and you can routinely go back up to town to do your typical ARPG stuff. Enhance your powers, identify cards, chat with the locals, that kind of nonsense. You start out with a melee character and quickly unlock a ranger and a mage. You can attack and grab pretty much anything within the light of your character, and it comes in handy when keeping enemies who do use melee attacks at a distance. You have an auto attack and can also attack faster by clicking your mouse on enemies, and that does come in handy. But like I said, it's a lot of small things that make this game really enjoyable. Book of Demons goes out of its way to express how much it respects your time. Each set of dungeons lets you choose how long you want to make it, offering a time estimate and idea of enemies and rewards. You choose between health and mana upgrades when you level up, but the one you don't choose goes up to the surface to collect at your earliest convenience. The more of these you rack up before collecting, the more bonuses you get. You lose your bonuses on death, but don't lose those health and mana upgrades, so don't worry about that. And the combat is quite charming and engaging. There's the usual elemental strengths and weaknesses, but there's more to it than that. You can break enemy shields by clicking on them, you can interrupt spells if you can get close enough and hold the mouse down, you can even cure your own poison by clicking your health bar at the right time. Like I said, it's the little things that give this game its charm. Book of Demons has cards, but it's not a deck building game. Rather, you equip the cards using your limited slots and mana pool, and those cards give you abilities and buffs. You naturally unlock more cards and gain more mana as you level up and farm gold. It's a pretty neat strategy that makes you consider a few things. The more powerful gear you equip, the less mana you have for abilities. You can upgrade your abilities, but the amount they pull from your mana pool rises considerably when you do. It's not in your interest to blindly upgrade as soon as possible, and in some cases, to not upgrade at all. There's a lot of balancing to consider with the system. All the gear has its own purpose, meaning it doesn't exist just to give you better numbers. You'll slowly build an armory of stuff that works for your style. Also, the minigame when you get dazed is pretty charming, as is the little function where some enemies can knock your cards out of balance, and all you have to do is click on them to get them working again. And speaking of respecting the player's time, the game does tell you what is left in each level, roughly where you can find it, and lets you return to prior levels in case you accidentally click the stairs like I did several times. Each floor gives you a general idea of what waits on it and an estimate of how long you'll need to beat it, so you can coordinate the level with your hot pockets not burning in the air fryer. It also incentivizes going back and grabbing missed random loot by letting you instantly teleport to the stairs when the floor is cleared. Fun indeed. Which isn't to say I have nothing but praise for this game. Book of Demons has the same problem every ARPG has in my experience. I'm talking about the propensity for really unfair deaths. The fact that you can only move in 2 dimensions makes it very easy for the game to box you in with too many enemies who knock your health down to 0 within seconds. It's pretty egregious when you're fighting back multiple enemies who can teleport with special attacks, enemies that blanket the ground with poison, or enemies that take turns spamming their daze attacks. Death is not that punishing, but it really does suck when you go up against spiders that upon death spawn spiders that spawn spiders that spawn spiders. There is no arachnophobia mode for this game. My verdict for Book of Demons is that if you manage to pick it up while it was free on Good Old Games, you might want to move it to the top of your list. If you didn't play it, it's not that expensive, and it seems to be pretty regularly on sale, so you should definitely pick it up. And you should also like and subscribe for more of these videos.